What up, guys? Kevin here. I returned to the strip club. Dun dun dun. I'm going to talk about it because it was going pretty damn good. Like maybe one of my favorite times going to a strip club up until that last half hour. What the hell happened? Well, I'll cover that. But yeah, me and my friend went to the strip club. It's been since last August. So 6, 7, 8 months since we've been. And we went to Sonny's in Chandler, Arizona, which is kind of I don't want to say a weird location, but I think it's like the only strip club out here. Everything else is kind of like downtown Phoenix or Scottsdale or like South Scottsdale. But yeah, nice joint. Very kind of dive bar like. The other place we went to was called Crazy Girls Cabaret, way up in North Phoenix, which was, I think, owned by the same owner. But I like that place. Very more laid back, relaxed, good lighting, good vibe, passes the vibe check. Same with this place. Just has good lighting, good music. I don't think as good of music as Crazy Girls Cabaret, but they played like Rammstein, Smiths, and some other rock, but they also played some rap and pop I didn't really care for. But overall, good. DJ was quiet, wasn't annoying, just played the songs. Love it. But yeah, the strip club I would say it looked exactly like a video game strip club. Ever been to a strip club in a video game? This place looked just like that. Just the stage with the two poles, all the chairs around, and the bar to the side. And yeah, it definitely passed the vibe check. When we got in there, there's this like big monkey-looking Fabio bouncer dude that pats you down. He looked goofy. He looked really good. Like you walk in, you're like, oh, this guy's like at essential casting for door bouncers. But only $10 cover charge. I don't think that's bad in 2025. But yeah, we got our drinks and we went over to the corner, kind of just hid in the back and surveyed the land. And yeah, it was a pretty nice strip club. I'm comparing it to Crazy Girls Cabaret because that's just the other one we went to many times. But yeah, the women here at Sonny's were pretty decent. No like bangers, no like 10 out of 10s, but no one really bad either. Like everyone's pretty decent looking. So I'll take it. But not too crowded either when, Friday night from 9 to midnight or midnight 30. And yeah, it didn't get too crowded, but enough people came in to keep all the girls busy. But yeah, it was pretty nice. We were left alone, which I know some people would go to a strip club and want attention, but for me personally, I don't need women just coming over left and right and trying to take my money. So here it was nice. Like the first one, I think it took maybe like 45 minutes for a woman to come over. One of them was Mars. Her name was Mars. Hi, my name's Mars. I'm Kevin. I'm like, why am I giving my real name? But I don't care. She was nice, maybe a little too bubbly, from California. But yeah, she was nice. Of course, she asked, if we wanted to dance. We declined, and she wasn't weird about it. She was like, oh, okay, have fun. Maybe I'll come around later. Like, perfect, done. And that's how I think most of the women were. They were very nice. I think I declined one. And, she wasn't too, she didn't freak out over it. But yeah, it was pretty good. My friend got a dance from a woman, just one song for like $25. I like this place because like the strip, the dances are just $25 a song, like a flat fee, $25 a song for like the regular dances. And that's good. Like Crazy Girl Cabaret, one girl can, be $20 and the other girl could be like $45. So you know what you're going to get. Here, it's like, all right, if I want to dance, it's $25. Love it. But yeah, so going good. I was like, yeah, I'm having a good time. Not spent much money. I just bought some drinks. I tipped a few of the women that came over to talk, which I learned you're supposed to do. Like, I did not know that. I didn't know when strippers come and just talk to you, you're supposed to tip them. I did not know that. To me, it sounds retarded. Like, no, if you're a stripper, you go around and you talk, and then you try to get them to a dance. And if they don't, you don't get money for that. Like, you don't get paid for it. But I guess now that I think about it, I'm like, okay, they are taking their time talking to people. But thing is, I'm not making them come to me and talk. They can just go somewhere else. Like, you can come up and ask for a dance, and I'll say yes or no. We'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do from now on, is just hang out and I'll tip $5-10. They come over and talk for like 5 or 10 minutes. Because that's much more cheaper than what happened with me. So we're about to leave. And, like, my friend got a dance. I probably should get a dance too. That way I can, because I knew I was going to do a review of this club. Sonny's in Chandler, by the way. I feel like that would round it out quite good. So yeah, we're about to leave. Then a woman came by. She just danced on stage. My friend's like, yeah, I don't like her. I don't know, something about her face is off. But she came over. I looked at her. I'm like, well, this woman's all right. She had, I think, the biggest tits in the club. And a pretty okay ass. And I thought her face was all right looking. I'm like, and she just came over. She was like, hey, do you want to dance? I was like, sure. So I go, and then she starts to talk about the dances. And in my mind, I'm like, all right, I'll go get a $25 one-song dance. That will end the night. Pretty good night. That's still a pretty cheap night. Get out of the club, maybe spending maybe $100 at most. But she's like, do you want to do 30 minutes or 60 minutes? I was like, no, I just want to do one song. And when she looked at me, she was like, no, you don't dance with me for one song. And I was about to turn around and just say, well, screw that. But I said, all right, how much is that 30 minutes? And she said $275, which then I was like, no, I don't want to do that. But then I was like, whatever, I'll do it. Okay, whatever, I'll do it. I had the cash, I'll do it. So she takes me up to the cashier to pay, and I'm pulling out my money, and I start counting, and she's counting with me. This woman is counting my money with me. She's like, hey, that's 100, that's 200. I'm like, yeah. Yeah. And then I count to 275, and I give it to her, and she's like, you're short a couple bills. I know you're short a couple bills. I'm like, no, I'm not. And the cashier counted it, and she's like, no, it's good, $275. And then the stripper was like, well, you need to tip her too. I'm like, first I was going to tip her. I tipped her $10, but she counts what, $275 a few times an hour? Does she need to be tipped for that? Does the cashier need to be tipped counting $275 a few times an hour? Like, if I don't tip her, guess what? She's going to at least make minimum wage. Like, the entitlement, like, only strip clubs, only women like this can get away with being so entitled with tips. Like, worse than DSP. Just worse than DSP with begging for tips. And I do Uber Eats, and I can never get away with saying that, like, yeah, you need to tip me more, and you need to give me more money. I know I gave you a Chipotle, but you need to give me more money. No, I would get fired. Like, the way these women talk, they should be fired. Like, you should be fired for begging for tips like that. Any other job like that, they would get fired. Here, it's encouraged. But yeah, so I was like, whatever. I still tip the cashier $10. So we go to the little VIP little room, just like a little room with like a love chair. I sit in the middle, and she starts dancing, and then she starts asking for a second 30-minute dance. She's like, oh, you're making my night. Would you want to do another 30 minutes? I'm like, nope. Like, no, I already spent too much money. And she's like, oh, okay. Then continues dancing for like another few minutes. Then she asked for a drink. She's like, you want to get some drinks? I was like, sure, yeah, I'll get a drink. And my thought process was, I spent $275. Drinks are free. But as soon as she starts to walk out to grab the cashier to get us drinks, I was like, oh, no. I don't want drinks because I know I'm going to have to pay for it. I'm going to have to pay for it. And so she goes back to dancing. Okay, pretty decent looking girl. The dance is very meh. Not great, you know. She was just too all over the place. Just trying to be, not like fancy, but, you know, she needed to just sit still and just do like one move set over and over instead of just being a floppy fish all over me. And I don't know. It wasn't really sexy at all. But what made it really unsexy is her need of me giving her money. So I said, like, yeah, you got pretty decent tits. They were pierced, so I mentioned something. She's like, oh, you want to touch them? It'll be $30. I'm like, $30 a touch? She's like, yeah. I'm like, I spent $275. Like, I'm not here to touch anyway, so you just dance. And she's like, oh, okay. So she continues dancing. Then she's like, oh, you want to do another 30 minutes? I'm like, how much is that? She's like, well, what do you got left? I was like, what I got left is your tip, which was like $60, which is more than I wanted a tip, but that's what I had left. She's like, oh, okay. And I can get much naughtier. I'm like, all right, whatever. So I gave her the cash, just the rest of my money. And again, we're only like 10 minutes into my 30 minutes. And she just goes back to dancing normally. I'm like, okay, this is whatever. Okay, just take your tip. I gave you your tip right away. Get that out of the way. You know, it's a little awkward when you're done dancing. Like, oh, let me give you more money. And then she's like, I really want a drink. I'm like, whatever. Just fine. Go get a drink. I'll pay for drinks. What's another $30? Whatever. Fuck it. And at this point, I'm out of money, so I had to give my card. So I got like a Coors Light. Of course, she gets some foofy fucking Cosmo drink that costs like $20-$30. But I'm like, whatever. And go back to dancing. The woman comes, gives her drinks. Of course, you know, she takes a few minutes drinking. And I'm like, I get an extra couple minutes, right? You're supposed to be dancing. You're supposed to be dancing. So she goes back to dancing. Then she brings up another, like, can we just do another 30 minutes? I'm like, okay, you want to do another 30 minutes? Okay, sure. I would like to do another 30 minutes. How much is that? And she says $275. I'm like, I don't have any more money. I don't want to spend another $275. And it just made it awkward. So like the remaining time, like her face literally went from like, oh yeah, I'm hustling this motherfucker. I just got all his money, to, damn it, I can't hustle him anymore. The jig is up. Fuck. And I just want to be like, woman, you got like over $350 from me for a shitty, it wasn't even 30 minutes. It felt like 20 minutes. And then you take the time she was begging for money and taking drinks. It's probably like 15 minutes. But yeah, it was over. Like one of the worst dances ever, which sucks because, you know, she was probably one of the better looking women there. But her attitude was just ugly. Just her greed was just an ugly thing to behold. And Sonny, if I were you, I would weed that out. Just weed it out. Just when a customer spends $275 for 30 minutes, just let them enjoy $275 for 30 minutes. If you can ask for drinks once, that's fine, but wait till that 30 minutes is over, then ask for another 30. And that's how every other dance has been. Like at Crazy Girl Cabaret, I would like buy songs, and then at the end of the song, when it was over, I'll go, oh, that was awesome. I'll get one more. Here is just throughout the 30 minutes, just, hey, I know you're enjoying yourself, but do you want to give me more money? Bad, just really bad. Then I came back out. My friend was talking to a girl, just I think he had a good time. And I had a good time too. I'll set that aside, you know. It made this video at least something. If other than that, I'll be like, hang out, talked to a couple strippers, that was it. But no, the place was greedy. The bathrooms were clean though, or cleanish, so I'll give it that. But yeah, that is my review of Sonny's in Arizona, Chandler, Arizona. I go back. I go back. I would probably, I don't know. I don't think I get a dance from her again. But that was more on me. I should have just went in, just been adamant about the $25 dance. Because I'm cheap. I'm cheap and I got a girlfriend, so I can get all that for free and much more. And I can touch. I think my girlfriend's like, you want to touch this? Spend another $275. But anyways, I got to go. Thank you guys so much for watching, though. I'll talk to you later. Later.